map to get an advantage on. You know, they're already sitting 3-0 in the standings, so you may as well get some practice in on those maps that you're slightly less confident on. As we said, it was B4 to ban Inferno, which is statistically their best map by a metric mile. But now, as we get into this pistol round, it will be side of Endgame running up T ramp on their T side, or running up A ramp on their T side, sorry. It'll be Nani and Goddess to slow them down. Now, as that U2 comes raining on down, it's going to be a fast execute, and Nami fast off the starting block, but it will be Yuli to catch the opening frag. Can we get a trade on through? No, we can't. Oh my goodness, it's flawless. It's a matter of seconds, and the entire pistol round is over. B4 have slaughtered Endgame before they can even get to the site. And, I mean, if that's the level of Counter-Strike they're going to be ringing for the rest of this game, then I'm excited.
There were a couple of tags as well, but they just didn't slow down whatsoever. So a nice bite can come out. Not so much, of course, for Endgame. Just a bag of locks here to work with. So ideally, I would like to see them stick together, rush something. And by the looks of it, they will. They will be heading straight into the A ramp. And making a lot of noise already. A couple of nades flying their way. And Goddess here is about to be tested.
She's got the FAMAS, and she's got Nani as well as her support, and ooh, nice dinks there from the Glocks. It will be Nami to take the first kill for these Pistoliers. The Poppins is there as support, and it's going to be another near flawless round. I mean, that's to be expected here. It was just the pistols running at them. It's good that they were able to find a kill in the first place, but Endgame now will finally be able to afford themselves a buy, and with them having a full gun round up against the bonus buy round of the CTs, well, it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. I reckon this will not be anywhere near as dominant as these past 2 rounds have been for B4.
No, probably the pace is going to be a lot slower as well. It's not just Endgame running and gunning. Most likely play a bit more collected and conservative. Actually, there might be a bit of a chance. Nani is up close, same as Goddess. The question, of course, is always, will it be predicted now? Lots of utility. Oh, Sophia burns alive.
Oh, no.
And Fly as well. Oh, actually, it might have been on the back of a flashbang that they weren't realizing that they were burning alive. That is just beautiful utility damage. And already, well, there have been a couple of trades in return, but a great start for B4.
It's not every day that you see a double Molotov kill at the start of a round. As you said, they must have been blind there because they seemed clueless as to what was going on. But I tell you who isn't clueless, it's Nami as she opens up onto this B site. No current defenders here. Molotovs will be traded on over and smokes deployed. Nami temporarily forced off that bomb plant as she dances around, rating for either Younger or Goddess to reveal themselves. The FAMAS spams down a couple of bullets through that smoke. Very, very lucky for Tata that they don't connect as she is incredibly low. Younger finds a burst, spins on over, and before the bomb can even go down, B4 will win the round again. It gets a lot closer than I anticipated it to do, but also the main unfortunate part of that round is that Endgame do not get the bomb down, and so will not be afforded a full buy here, Veerless.
Yeah, that's rough. It would just have to be a couple of upgraded pistols, which automatically puts B4 in a great spot to pick up another round. They just have to hold their angles, be a little bit patient, and most likely with all the utility they have, they can easily delay them with another push. That will be coming. Well, if it's not a Molotov, it's going to be a nade. They're just eating it up, and so much damage again already dealt.
I mean, this has just been brutal. Great team play from B4 and great util usage as well. And Endgame, I mean, it's very unfortunate. Every single player is affected by that opening grenade. Well, it's now up to them to try and claw things back, though. And Sophia, a nice headshot on the Deagle to start things off. A rifle retrieve, but Nani and Goddess, well, they're just spamming on down. And in this 3v3, there's still a possibility for mischief to be meddled into. And Endgame, they will actually be switching their point of attack to the opposite site. They will have Younger here to deal with them. She's heard this information. She's heard those footsteps coming up the ramp. But she needs to find this opening kill, and she does. Down goes V, sorry. That's Nami and Tata.
Oh.
They're in a rough spot here, especially now. One of them has had their head ripped clean off. A nice kill there from Nami. Nami doubles up, and will we see a clutch here?
She's going to be faking. Oh, that. Oh no, she looks the wrong way.
No.
Oh, that is so rough. I didn't expect. I thought she had that. Oh man. And I mean, considering the limited buy, they still make it super costly here for B4. So you can see with the ring investment that comes out right now, the bank is definitely very low. But, oh man, I thought Endgame could steal it away.
I mean, that's just so unlucky for Nami there, though. She was so close to winning up that clutch. She does everything to perfection. But as soon as she turns the wrong way, that's when B4, they capitalize. They steal back that round. And, yeah, that was a rough one. Definitely could have gone either way. But someone who's keen to get this back into the favor of Endgame. It'll be Lovelyx on the AWP. Does actually get blinded by her own teammates, and the reaction on the camera there was a little amusing. Clearly wasn't expecting that one, as Young still waits patiently for V to come on into her crosshairs, and V, that's a gorgeous opening frag towards the ramp. And that leaves B4 in a bit of a precarious position, especially as this U2 rains on down and the double swing comes on in, but it will end up being a 2-for-2. 3v3 remaining. But Endgame are being mischievous over towards B here.
No, but I love how B4 is just not backing out. There's a lot of teams that, on the back of, you know, Endgame getting a lot of kills, then they're becoming a little bit more passive, a little bit more aware. But no, B4 is grabbing that information, and soon they might actually have a player come in right from behind them. Julie, there is a bit of a tag. Not too sure if the sound cue actually came through as well, but now they certainly have spotted one. And the time is taken away. The utility is on the side, but for Afterplant, there's nothing left.
Yeah, still plenty of utility to keep them at bay, and look at that from Tata, keeping them even more so. Poppinzo in from the backline, does find the first, and does good damage onto Lovelyx, but in this 1v2, it may well just be a bridge too far. Runs out of ammo on the A1S, switches to the USP. Oh my god! Almost gets it over. The USP lands a stunner of a shot onto Sophia, but Lovelyx, the person who I said needed to show up for this endgame roster, will be the one to seal the first round for the Tees. And, I mean, it gets bloody close. Credit to Poppins there, but, yeah, not quite enough.
Oh, and again, we do land ourselves in this 1v1 scenario, and it's incredibly close. I'm not sure how she hit that with a USP, but it's beautiful to watch. And it only shows, of course, the potential. But with that endgame, yeah, they do have that first round right now up on the board, and the money not looking too great for B4. They're going to be using Poppins here with an MP9 up close, which I think definitely is the smarter idea. Use the close angles to make use of the shorter range weapons. And hope that it will pay off. Now, there's a player very close. They did hear the Molotov for a second right above them in middle. But, oh, no, the point of contestment comes. Sadly, she cannot quite hit her shots, and the pistol of Julie was there to back up. But, again, it's only a pistol, and already an opening now for endgame.
Yeah, they were struggling to get those opening picks previously. With the 2-woman advantage here, it's quickly snatched away by Nani. And with that, into the 3v3, we are again plunged towards this side, but it's Younger to break equilibrium early doors. Nice nade to trade back some damage, but it won't result in a kill just yet. Very limited utility left in the server right now, though. One more smoke on this CT side, and they can use it to deny further presence from endgame, but I think they're going to go for an information peek first. And V gets a great frag onto Younger, brings it back into contention, even numbers again, and V find another entry on towards the site. Nani right now, and she's unable to even find the first. Great shot there from Nami. Results in a second on the board for the endgame female roster. And now that they're starting to find their footing on their own map pick, things are starting to become a little bit more precarious for B4 here. There's a rocky behind the previous round, and an even worse one going into round number 7. So with this, endgame should feasibly get within one round of that 4 tally for B4.
And a beautiful thing in that round as well was, you know, it was a 2 versus 1, and we have seen what can happen when the B4 players are stepping up. But no, they were actually handling it very small. They were double peeking, and the timing worked out perfectly. So endgame played out very nicely, and of course, this round it's just B4 with a couple of pistols. They're stacking up a little bit. They're just exploring over towards the A side. Slowly and surely have a player up close as well. You could see Goddess almost wanted to make a move on the back of that utility that was popping. But they're now sitting together. Hopefully they can trade up one another. Well, perhaps not quite in this angle. Yeah, and again, it's just the USPs. Very rough. Ooh, but I like this boost. But it is all expected. Endgame handle it to perfection. And they're looking to make it very clean.
I was going to say, V likes that boost too, because it gives her another eco frag. That's 3 to Vitaly. Impressive to avoid the crossfire early doors, and she still survives. The dastardly USB at the top of a round. Only losing 1 player in that round. That's a nice bit of respite for the T-side economy here. Yeah, again, it was just up against the pistols, though. Now, this is the real test for Endgame. There'll be another buy coming through for B4, and actually a tactical timeout as well. And I like this. They don't want to give too much momentum over to Endgame. And one thing that I do like about Impact is that I have seen more tactical timeouts used more efficiently than almost all of the other tournaments I'm casting right now. I mean, again, testament to the coaching staff here. I think definitely tactical timeouts can make or break the success, especially of an early stage of a game like this. You don't want to get too flustered, too overwhelmed early doors. Just take a breather, discuss your options, and B4. Despite the 2 Famouses still looking strong to compete in round number 8.
That's a thing, right, about Brazilian orgs. The Brazilian Counter-Strike just seems to be so much ahead of us. It's...
oh my god!
Oh my lord, that's devastating! It's already Sophia out of the round. But just team names. That's all it took.
She's having a rough game as well, and that's not going to do anything for her confidence. Look, 2 in 8. And goes down to just the grenades. That really is the most brutal way to go in CS. Like 5 seconds into the round, you just get bludgeoned by utility. But a bit of double bludgeoning here towards the top of a ramp. And it's back into a 2v3 situation. B4 cling onto the advantage. This round can still be very competitive. Both teams have got util. In fact, Endgame arguably have the better offensive utility. Young has completely run out, and off the back of this, she decides to go for a bit of a push. What a flashbang, but no! Younger will still find the headshot, leaving Nami in a nightmare scenario.
I thought for a second it was going to be one of the biggest mistakes of the round, but... I mean, leave it up to Younger to still get that kill. Now Nami is left to clutch it all out by herself, and of course, there is a bit of time for her to work with, and also the utility. But perhaps she wants to do it just by using the surprise factor grabbing and peeking right around the corner, and there's another player close. Of course, that's a tough one to also then be getting, and with that, another round on the board for B4. Beautiful stuff. I mean, it of course all started here with the opening. Good ideas, using that flashbang to pop in, knowing, of course, where Endgame was last seen. Maybe next time, have it a little bit more clean, but they got away with it this time.
Yeah, I mean, they would have gotten away with it better if it weren't for that meddling flashbang. But as you said, Younger, she doesn't need eyes to get the opening kills or get the impact frags. She just needs the positioning she's in now. It's a bit of a messy spray, but she doubles up, looking for a triple, but runs out of ammunition. It's a 3v3, but great damage done. B's on 20, LaFlick's on 49. And B4, they have the firm advantage for now. The only thing they're lacking is utility. But Tata, as she goes down, things start to get precarious for the endgame squad. Poppins flashed in towards the ramp peak. They don't know V's position right now. And having said that, Nani's going to swing it regardless, leaving just LaFlick's in a nightmare 1v3.
Oh, well, she spots the shoulder, and of course she hits the flick, but of course it's so rough when you're up against 3 of them, and in a very close angle with an AWP as well. But I like this. P4 are changing things up, sitting Younger in a new position, and it's well, first of all, the trade game is really on point. But I like that B4 is, again, not backing out of being very aggressive over towards the ramp. So what they will do is, even if it's a 3-on-3 and anything could still happen, Endgame could have actually rotated away, who knows? What they're going to do is they're going to be just going for an info play, if not just, you know, grab another frag. And that's what exactly happened here. They flashed themselves in, and they're not backing out. And I like it. They're playing with confidence, and you can see what it does. 6-3 already.
Yeah, I mean, we love a classic aggressive Brazilian CT side, and so does Goddess, clearly, because that's a very nice 2K to open up the round. However, LaFlix has garnered an A1S for her troubles. Nice headshots with the Glock. And that rifle, well, it could be an important piece of the round here, as Nami on a deagle wouldn't want to rule her out of causing some mischief towards short there. Continues to edge her way up a ramp, and it does look like Endgame want to commit to this. The starter has been dropped over the A1S here, obviously with more HP to the tally. The sensible maneuver. But Nami now been given the rifle because she also has a bit of Kevlar to her name. And yeah, I like this team play from the Endgame side. Younger, though. I like this angle that she's holding. Oh, and that's a gorgeous shot, but it's not going to result in a kill. But she goes back for another attempt, and that does all the damage needed. And she's going to find another one. It's all up to LaFlix now. And she has picked up the A1S again, but doesn't have time to pull it out, and doesn't have time to react either, as she gets triple swung by beautiful play for B4 there. And yeah, a very clean 7th round on the board.
Yeah, and again, this is just Junger in a prime form, right? Just hitting every single shot, and even the first one. I mean, sure, it was a bit of a tag, but then making sure you're not missing the next with that. Before off to a great start. Obviously, they had to recover a couple of seconds after Endgame bounced back. But now the pressure is back on. There is another full buy again for Endgame, and they will probably they are feeling the heat because this is their map pick. And we have seen them actually play really, really well on this map. This is probably the map if we are considering them to take a map home. So
yeah, I mean, they took it 16-6 as well quite recently. That was up against the side of Independence. So that would have been in the last week of competition. Although 16-6 looking rather unlikely, as B4 have already found 7 rounds. And Yuli, we've not seen too much from her this game, but that's a very nice 2K. And this is another gun round, remember? Poppins' positioning is perfect. And with that, it's already a 5v2. Just as we were starting to complement Endgame, things have started to slip off a little bit again here, Villas.
Yuli normally isn't really quiet. I know her for getting all the multi-kills. But perhaps, I mean, a map like Vertigo is definitely a little bit harder. Plus, she has been playing towards the other side a lot of the times, where she wasn't necessarily the main point of contestment. Oh man, they're just playing it so clean. Not losing too much here into the round. Slowly building back up that economy, and LaFlix, oh, she's able to stay alive, but not for much longer. So with that, already the lead secured going into the second half. Well, yeah, it's rough because Endgame, they really can't get that economy going. It's just buy pistol, back and forth. And yeah, B4 is just playing super aggressive on the CT side, and if they're not peeking ramp, they're going to be pushing into middle. It's just they have so much grip on the map.
Yeah, and actually, you were talking about in the pre-game that if LaFlix can't get the economy balanced, she can't bring that orb out, her impact is going to be severely stunted. And I think it's safe to say that's been happening quite a lot this map already. B4 have done an excellent job of just plowing through these rounds. Already a 5-round lead as we head into the 12th round of play. Goddess, waiting to farm up some more eco frags. It will just be the upgraded pistols again here for the side of Endgame. And Nani, it's a 2K spray down towards the short side. I mean, it's a nice trade back from Tata on the Deagle. One taps galore coming on through, but Nani again finds another, looking for 4. And again, who doesn't love a good couple of eco frags to boost their stats and boost their confidence? But again, it's never nice to be on the receiving end of someone stat farming you. And Endgame, hopefully now that they've got another bite in tow, will be able to make a difference and find that elusive 4th.
Yeah, you were talking about LaFlix. She now has that all back into her hands. Curious to see where she's going to be going. Actually looks to be like, again, we'll have to be towards 8 ramp. Oh, Oh, well, that's another player already out of the question. Younger, this is what I love from her. She plays diverse positionings. I mean, we have seen her had a massive A play when she just had the AK, but now with the AWP in her hands and a good spawn, she went into B ramp, and of course it's going to cause a reaction. Endgame is going to go in hot towards the A side, but the hold again, Poppins even while blind, she gets so many kills. They all seem to be lining up, and B4 are just in control.
I mean, look at the team play and look at the spacing here. Outside of Junger's impeccable entry frag, that round is a testament to just how well gelled this B4 squad is. And there's a reason that these guys are favored to go 6-0 in this group. And there's a reason they were able to do it last time as well. They are on fire. And I mean, Endgame, this is their map pick, and they just can't find the solutions to build up an economy, put those rounds on the board, and trade each other out. The trades just aren't there. And B4, well, it's a completely different story for them. Younger, again, look at the confidence of this woman. Oh, and it's a lovely flick regardless onto Sophia. I know it's just a pistols, but that still takes a nice bit of wrist movement. And, oh, the dexterity will also let Nami and the Flicks bag a frag apiece too. 4v3 ensues. Goddess in a predicament here. Needs to find at least 2 on the spray, otherwise she will get overwhelmed. First goes down. Second falls to the wayside as well, but the Flicks finally trades on back. And we find ourselves another 2v2 as Endgame look to cause mischief on another pistol buy round.
Yeah, now it is a little bit harder. On a 3v3, B4 still like to push a little bit or get some information. Now, Yuli has been looking a bit into middle, but not really got it, gathered up some information. I guess now with the utility it will. The Molotov will go flying, not really hitting that much. Judah can still sit tight, and just the flashbang will have to be it. There's no smoke left in hand. And with that, B4 can just easily hold it. Already, the rotation have been called over. And B4 are just steamrolling this first half. Obviously, a little bit more CT-sided, but this CT-sided sneaky?
Yeah, I would argue it's not this CT-sided under normal circumstances, especially when it's your opponent's map pick. You know, this could be the third 12-3 half I see today, which is, like, I've never seen that before, but the Flicks is determined to ensure that's not a possibility, instead fighting for that Zonix lore. And we all know what happens at an 11-4 scoreline. Well, actually, nobody knows what happens at an 11-4 scoreline. It's like magic is activating in the background. The B4 is still determined to fight for this 12. Nami determined to stop that possibility, prevent that eventuality, as Goddess now looking to trade as she hears them rotating away over the bridge. Does she push on down to get this information? Flashbang to keep her at bay for now, as it's 4 endgame players towards this B bomb site. And Yuli, oh, she's about to get backstabbed by Sophia.
Bye. Oh, well, yeah, that opens things up. And Ani will almost catch Sophia. Oh, there we go.
No.
The nade will finish her. And I mean, it's a 3-on-2. Now it's a 2-on-1. What has happened? B4 are looking to turn the tide. It's all onto Nami now. Definitely a good shot. There's a Molotov on the bomb delaying things, and Goddess has now made some sounds. Oh, but it's beautifully done. B4, they steal it away, and the scoreline will be 12-3.
You've got to be kidding me, man. That is insane. How the hell did B4 pull that one back from the brink? I mean, I don't know if Endgame are going to be able to recover from this, I'll be honest with you, Veronique. I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's after the break.
My crew, yeah, we're lawless. Got the man them thinking that we're flawless. Yeah, mama told you that I'm gorgeous. Got a million tricks, can't deport us. I'm a flame in the star, call me gassed. Back foot slide it, I'm slick to the mass. Calling to the track.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, B4 is looking to steamroll this first map. Of course, here on Vertigo, 12-3 at the moment is the scoreline. Surely, yes, it's CT-sided, but other than that, they have just put up one hell of a performance, didn't they, Sneaky?
I mean, a hell of a performance isn't... It does not describe how fantastic a job they did. 12-3 is not a common scoreline, and especially in your opponent's map. It's just been a masterclass, honestly, from B4. Even when they look down and out, such as that final round, they pull off, what, a 2v5 clutch? It was insanity. It comes down to the 1v1 at the very end, and the fact they still have the tenacity to pull that one over. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say to that, other than B4, they're a team to certainly be revered in this tournament. V, though, oh, look at this. That's so unfortunate. He just gets bullied through the wood, but Nami is there to recover things. 2 kills to Vitaly, dancing around the white box, and LaFlix as well chimes on in. Nami finally felled by the goddess as LaFlix catches another, leaving Poppins in a very tough 1v3. The Glock only does so much at this range. Tata, 9 HP, Sophia, 47. And as the flashes rain on out, it will be Poppins to give up her positioning as she continues tapping away with this Glock, edging her way forward. There's still an opportunity, but she's only on 8 HP herself, and it will be a bridge too far as the Flix cuts her down, and finally that elusive fourth for Endgame. And I was going to say, the only way they can really bring this one back is a pissed around win and a miracle. And also the fact that they deny the bomb plant, that is going to help them out massively in terms of dealing with this B4 economy.
Yeah, for sure. It's scary because the last time that we had such a one-sided affair, that was a 16-6 on Vertigo between these two teams, and it was before having 12 rounds on CT side that time around. Yeah, pretty similar to now. And over at the other side, it was then Endgame winning the pistol, having a couple of rounds, and then B4 steamrolled back just in the same fashion they did in the first half. So I'm a little bit worried, I have to admit, especially me predicting Endgame. And I was thinking, you know, they have played Vertigo a couple of times. Endgame have also, they were the team to be able to actually take Vertigo off of B4. But everything is just not really clicking here today.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an understatement. Unfortunately, there's been just a lack of dynamism between the endgame roster here. I mean, this should be a fairly convincing round win for them, but again, I do not like the way P4 are posturing with these grenades. That could well be a kill towards the MP9 player stacked up towards Headshot. LaFlix is certainly in the danger zone if these grenades rattle on down to 11 HP. But she does cling on to a breath of life, at least for now, and LaFlix does get felled by the Glocks. The Glocks keep on finding damage, but they're only good enough for the single kill. However, the most important part is that they get a bomb and they seal the deal with another kill, which is arguably a round win for B4 with how little they brought into it. I am genuinely shocked that they're able to get the bomb down amidst that carnage. And as much as it will be a fifth for the CT side, this will be a very competitive third round of the second half now.
Man, just look at this. I mean, the MP9 certainly mowed them down. It was 4 kills in a row. But then sneakily and stealthy as they were, they got the bomb plant. So that's nice. Of course, not a round win in this half just yet, but they certainly have good odds. Now, the only problem perhaps could be is that LaFlix is onto an AWP. That could be the scary part. They have to be careful because she definitely likes to get a little bit aggressive. I'm not too sure if the Molotov was supposed to be going that way. That gives the opportunity for Vi to creep up close, play around that smoke, and might actually not be predicted.
No, I don't think it has been, but Nami doesn't give a damn about your predictions. She just pre-fires and Younger will fall. 5v4 ensuing here as Nani cut off by Fire Flame. And actually, V won't find that frag, as Nani does instead deal the killing blow. 91 HP left after the engagement as well. And Endgame give up their woman advantage, but very quickly regained by LaFlix. And now I think LaFlix, because first of all, they've got a bit of a handle on their economy here, and second of all, it's CT-sided AWPing on Vertigo. She will have a much better performance now. They just need to ensure that they get those rounds quickly, unless Yuli does that. Yuli's going to deny, well, 2 opportunities at shutting down this B play, leaving Nami in a bit of a predicament, but Yuli finally falls, and we're into another B-side 2v2 build.
I'm not sure if they expected Nami already to be so close here, and look at the damage dealt. Sure, now Nami goes down, but certainly LaFlix has a good shot of still winning this. Of course, the question is, does she want to be going for it? Does she have the courage? Of course, the money is not too high on Endgame, but the possibilities are there. She's looking. She's dropping down. Oh, oh, it's a ball bang. That is disgusting. And she predicts, and she hits. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful stuff from LaFlix. Endgame, they take home another round and they keep the pressure on.
That was gorgeously done by LaFlix there. That first headshot, I mean, she sees a little bit of barrel sticking out. She takes her time. She ensures she lands that wallbang. And then that second shot to Goddess. It was just crispy. Look at that flick as well. She did not need to flick that shot, but she does it anyway. So style points and the round. As Endgame, they start to wriggle their way back into this game a little. Again, it is still double the round count for B4. But they're back down onto the Tech 9s. They've got limited util. And as much as they will have the economy to buy into the upcoming round, this should still, in theory, be an endgame round to steal away. And Nami and Sophia do a fantastic job to start things off. And Younger, well, she might be good for one, but it's looking like one will be all she can find. As it's now a 1v4, she's just got a Tech 9, and she's had to scamper back towards T-spawn.
Makes a bit of noise, but, well, there we go. Everyone holding their angles as they should. And they can clean them up, so the gap is indeed slowly getting smaller and smaller. Of course, there will be another buy for B4, but the economy is slowly looking a lot better, and just the overall spirit on Endgame.
I mean, yeah, you could see the smiles coming out on those webcams there, especially after LaFlix's clutch. I mean, she put on a beaming smile, and no doubt that would have rallied the rest of the team to really force their way back into this game. And with 5 rounds separating these two teams now, there's certainly every possibility that Endgame can try and regain some turf on their own pick. Already outdone that 6 scoreline, where they were put down in their place last time by B4. But again, what I like from B4 is they break up the momentum of Endgame with another set of tactical timeouts. And I've already complimented them on doing this. I've complimented the coaching staff. This is what we need to see more of. We just need to see teams taking things a little bit slower, not rushing in aggressively to every round. Although an aggressive CT side from Brazilian CS is always very entertaining.
For sure. I mean, we saw it with B4 already. And now Endgame certainly looking to spice things up. There's already a nice tag through the smoke. Oh, there's a nade as well on top of things. Nani just 17 HP left in the bag. Now the tag onto Vi as well. So it makes things competitive.
Yeah, certainly are. 5 and 5 alive, but Nami looks to change that. Does she see a pixel? Not quite. But Yuli sees a lot more than a pixel. Down goes the head of Tata. Oh, and Younger, that's a gorgeous frag. LaFlix, an even better trade, though. She is lightning quick on that AWP right now. She is leading the charge for her team. 19 and 14. Forced off by a flashbang, though. As B4 will be allowed to escape from ramp, but now hedge their bets again towards B. We've seen a lot of B plays this game. Very back and forth site here. But the health advantage effectively in favor of Endgame. That grenade is all they need to at least defend for now. Nanny goes down with 25 seconds left. They're going to have to start a charge, but before they're getting cut on down, Sophia and V, they're looking to find one apiece. They're going to need to swing together here, and they do it impeccably. Although out of ammo, this could be tumultuous for V. She just needs to buy time here as LaFlix translates on over to the B side. Bomb is dropped. There is no time, and Poppins just needs to go down. They'll run away and save that AK, and neither will be afforded to her.
Oh, she needs to remain alive. Oh, it's so close. Oh, she does. Oh. Well, and with that, before they still are stuck on 12, and the rounds get closer and closer, but they can't really set their foot in between the door just yet.
Yeah, I mean, B4, they just look so good on that CT side, but have completely ground to a halt here on T. Is there anything in your Bible of notes that could have predicted this here, Fearless?
Honestly, no. I mean, on paper, we have seen an affair like this, but I do know that, I mean, I were to expect, obviously, Endgame, I mean, to already have a little bit more of a T side. That's the problem. Like, if they're able to fix their T side, they can make such a competitive game. Obviously, they're still in it, but perhaps it would have been giving them a little bit more of a buffer now. Who is already giving them a buffer here in this round is Sophia grabbing the opening. And of course, the buy, it's not too optimal on B4. We still have Younger, for example, on just a pistol, along with the Galil and the double AK. They are getting a little bit of space here as they are creeping right through middle on the back of that smoke. But of course, right at the other end, it is going to be Nami and Tata, both with a couple of kills each. And it's, again, pretty nice and clean. The money not looking great. And B4, they really need to get back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I was going to say, bear in mind that was a 12-3 half. B4 are yet to score a single round in the second half. They got somewhat close in the pistol, but it was a little bit too much for Poppins. And they've had other rounds where they've got great post-plant setups, and then the Flix just decides to shoot one through a wall and practically no-scope the other. You can see the confidence still brimming on the Flix here. Gone and from that clutch round. She's been smiling ever since, and that's a great sign. V is centimeters away from Nani, just carrying at the edge of the smoke there as it's again upgraded pistols for B4. They're looking to close for distance, and Yuli certainly does. A bullet rips through the head of Tata, and now a man advantage, or woman advantage, to this T side. Nani finds another one. This cannot be a round that Endgame lets slip away. Not like this. Not on just the pistols. As they have another 4-buy round in tow, and Sophia finally cuts down Yuli.
Important kill, but look at the space that B4 has already been able to grab. And this, whereas we saw B4 be still very much pushy on their CT side, even if they were player down, drop against pistols, and look how hesitant they become. They are just ready to give up the site and try and go in for a retake. And honestly, 3v4, it's going to be a tough job, and Nani has an AK in hand.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough retake, but an absolutely necessary one. They cannot afford to let this pistol round slip away from them. And Younger, oh, she's going to catch another one, but perhaps not. Nami finds the frag to fear another. It's a 2v2. They're dancing around as the fuse starts. And oh no, she's come off of it. She's been killed. It's frantic around the smoke. The Flix is looking for another kill. She's managed to find damage with the D with P. Capitane's goddess. Poppins fires back up, and that's a 13-9 scoreline. I had no idea what was going on there, but it cleared to see that neither of the other teams did either. Thankfully for B4, they close out what was an impeccable pistol round, but Endgame, oh, that's not a round that they could afford to lose at this stage of the game. It's now 3 from closing for their opposition, and 4 to catch up with B4.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they have a bit of bank left, but that's rough. That's a round they shouldn't have been losing. Out of all of them that they were winning, this is the one they lose. And it might as well come at a very high price, because obviously now B4 is just 3 rounds away. Endgame had all the momentum in their favor, and now there's a chance for B4 to really change things up again.
Yeah, with the confidence no doubt regarnered from that round win, and Nani's opening kill, they could well just burst onto this A site. That's a double entry here for Nani on the B4 side. And finally, a trade comes back on through. In fact, we lost a player. That's very unfortunate at a round like this. It appears we're into a 3v3 because of it, and Endgame have been given an unfortunate lifeline. In fact, no, there's still 4 players alive on B4. Not entirely sure what's going on. Someone's disconnected. We'll fix that in a second, but Nami will go down to Poppin. Starter with a trade. I believe it's a 2v3 here for the CT side to try and come back from. And it's looking like an impossibility here. Sophia needs to find this frag, and if not, that's when things start to spiral. They're dancing around each other at the bottom of the ramp. Yuli finally cuts one down. As the retakers come on in, they continually get shut down, leaving just Sophia in a 1v3. And that bomb will be going off. It's a 14th round to the side of B4, and this is where things get even worse for Endgame.
Yeah, there's even a chance here for B4 to slowly build up that economy. They have 3 players remaining, so that's nice. 8 kings in the bank, and Sophia is only able to save an MP9. Not even an M4 that was in the mix. So, oh no! Oh, there was an opportunity there.
Oh, head in hands, no.
Oh yeah, she is gutted that that didn't work out.
I mean, I would be too. That's rough. But I believe we're going to go to a quick tech pause here, as the spectator or the observer has managed to find themselves on one of the teams, at least according to our HUD, which obviously isn't the most practical thing to be happening. Yeah, it's hard to tell with some of these players what the mood is. We have a nice forehead cam there. But other than forehead cam, yeah, I think they're just a little frustrated to be going into a tech pause. And no doubt at this late stage of the game, it could have a positive effect. It could have a negative effect. Maybe everyone just gets to enjoy a breather here. But yeah, with the momentum behind B4 right now, I think this is definitely going to benefit the side of Endgame a lot more. They just have a little moment to compose themselves before they go into what will be an important but very tough round.
Yeah, it definitely will be tough. I'm actually not too sure if Endgame can come out of this better. From previous season, obviously they had a couple of lineup changes, but I actually know Endgame as sort of like the emotional team, or at least during the game. So during the game, they seem to get overwhelmed with emotion, both in a good and a negative way. So they can get really euphoric when it seems to be going right, like we have seen when they had that win streak going. But on moments like that, they get really frustrated with themselves, and they're like, I should have done better. I should have had that. And when those thoughts are going to get into your head, yeah, it's going to be a tough job to really try and bounce back from it.
Yeah.
It's still a close affair. It definitely is possible. But with the round that is just added to before, the pressure just becomes bigger and bigger.
Yeah, no, it's certainly going to be mounting tenfold now. And going back to the point about like emotiveness, you could just see how much that Sophia was frustrated with that ladder drop, resulting in her demise. And hopefully that won't be affecting the mentality too much for this endgame squad. Again, we just need to see more positive reaffirmation like the Flicks had after her clutch. As you said, we need to see more from when they were going on an absolute tear, a string of 6 rounds in a row on the CT side. And if they've done it before, they can certainly do it again. But unfortunately, they're going to have to wait a moment longer before they do it again, as there is another tech timeout. Might well be around restart here. Not entirely sure who's disconnected from the server, but no damage has been done, so we're A-okay. We can just restart in our own time. But again, it's not all about emotion. It's about drive. It's about power. I'm not going to quote the rock song. I'm sorry. It just came into my head. But on the side of B4, this is no doubt going to be a little finicky for them, as they have to continually wait to try and ebb onto that 15th. And up against a very, very weak economy of endgame here, again, it should be a relatively simple task of finding that match point, or, yeah, map point.
Yeah, and there's still a technical issue, it seems, so most likely this round will be restarted. Very unfortunate. I mean, it's obviously it's rough mentally, you know, being pulled out of your flow, especially in tech pauses. You're not allowed to be like talking about your strategies, but it could be still a moment to calm yourselves down. We have some shoulder rubbing and tapping, you know, making sure you're all fit, your posture is right. But yeah, nonetheless, all that pressure will be building up to that final moment. Can they prevent them from going to map point?
I would be very surprised if this is the round they do it in. Also, it looks as if one of our players has a visitor here, which is nice. I think I saw some food extending in the background. I tell you, I think the funniest parent interaction on stream, it must have been one of the COVID Pro Leagues when someone's shirtless dad came in to try and get them to come to dinner. It was one of the American teams, like John G or something, or one of the Bad News Bears players. Yeah, their dad just came in and tried to serve them dinner, which was very entertaining. This is why I like the webcams. You never know what's going to happen on them.
Yeah, and just to check out their rooms as well, you know, what kind of environment are they playing? I think it's actually already, funnily enough, pretty damn dark already there. Or they just like to play in a dark void, just
I mean, what? They're 5 hours behind me, 6 hours behind me in Brazil, so it's like it's not that late. It's like 4 p.m. in Brazil right now.
Yeah, I mean, someone just got their dinner, so
yeah, I mean, hey, I'll eat any time of the day. I'm always hungry.
Now you're also hungry for those kills.
Which is why I'm very bad, because I die trying to entry. You know, it's been rough. I went, like, before I went on holiday, I had that 23 average on Face It. I come back from holiday, I'm on a 13 average now. It's the lowest average kills I've ever had, and it's driving me slowly insane. I just took a break for a week. You know, I'm on a Counter-Strike sabbatical right now. I've dropped from level 8 all the way down to like level 6, and you know, I need to find a stack to grind with. I need you to come play with me again.
Oh yes, I will carry you to the moon and back.
I won't expose your level on stream, don't worry.
No, but honestly, like, from watching these girls play, I mean, throughout season 1 as well, I suddenly got like the urge to maybe like make a mixed team and start playing again. Because I kind of missed those good old days, and seeing these ladies come together, I'm like, damn, I really miss it. Not gonna lie, being on the flip side definitely is a whole lot of fun as well.
I mean, it is inspiring,
sometimes it just tickles a little bit. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do it again.
No, I mean, I'd come and cast or coach your games for you. That'd be good fun.
But first, I need a team.
This is very true. I mean, maybe we could like steal Moraltis out of her contract or something.
Oh yeah, I heard. No, I shouldn't be saying this. Nope,
no. If you speak, you're in trouble. You'll not speak.
The secret stuff. No, but there's cool things coming up for her as well. That's all I can say. But that's cool because she of course she played with Flawless during season 1.
Yeah.
And there's so much more players overall. You know, the player base as far as female CS has grown so much since the start of Impact, which is nice because, I mean, not gonna lie, we were a little bit on the brink of death, and everyone was a bit scared. A lot of players, of course, went to the game we shall not name. Obviously, I mean, great stuff that they're doing over there, you know, because, you know, they're also giving women a big shot playing competitively. But luckily now, we got things rolling again in Counter-Strike, and it's not just these 3 regions. You know, very shortly, actually, with the LAN, we will be digging into South Africa once more, but also Asia this time. And that's cool because there's actually quite a lot of Asian teams in women's CS that have been pulling off some cool plays. I'm curious to see what they can live up to when they then come into a LAN environment. Perhaps, you know, I'm keeping ESL Challenger in the back of my mind. What happened with the Asian teams there? I hope they can pull off a good run.
I mean, shout out to Wings Up again, if that's the reference you were going for.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like, they just... And, you know, I was casting the Chinese RMR, like, closed qualifiers the week before. I was like, hey, you know what? Wings Up, they're not actually a bad team. It was a lot of fun, and Rare Atom as well, wasn't it? It was Rare Atom who actually won over Lin Vision in the finals, which was heartbreaking because Lin Vision weren't able to make it to the last RMRs because of visa issues, and they weren't able to reclaim their spot. But, oh, okay, talking of reclaiming our spot, it looks like we're reclaiming our spot on the server, and it will be a 4 versus 3. Make that 4 versus 2 as B4 continue to lead the charge. As I said, this shouldn't be too hard of a round for them, but V has an AK in hand. And she's looking to deal some serious damage in the defense of this B bomb site, overextending slightly, but no! She's going to find another! Reload comes on through, they're not able to cut her down yet, but finally got us back to frag, and Younger, what a flick! 15 on the board for B4, and my god, it gets a lot more costly than it should have been, or I'm sure that they anticipated, but they got the economy, and they've got Endgame backed up against the wall.
Yeah, this is, of course, their own map pick, and with Nu coming up next, it's a bit worrisome. Endgame have only played it once, whereas B4, they don't necessarily have the best win rate, but they certainly have a lot more experience on the map. Oh, but look at this. Ooh, wait a second. I thought Endgame were going to be pulling off a pretty incredible push. Nonetheless...
Oh, no.
Well, the tag actually goes straight the other way. Now, there is an opening, in fact, and the game actually do bounce back, and now they're going to be going in aggressive, pushing up Tata, and perhaps she could work some magic, but B4 is backing off, and I think that is the wiser decision. But nonetheless, the openings and the damage has been dealt.
The Endgame are not going to go down without a fight. As I said, this entire series is the Avengers level threat. If they don't win this series, they are effectively out of contention for playoffs of ESL Impact League Season 2, which is, of course, a very, very coveted position to be in. If I'm not mistaken, the top 2 teams from this qualify for the next LAN. And obviously that means a lot for both of these organizations, or all of these organizations involved. Group B has been incredibly spicy so far. There's Nami. Well, she's heating up a bit as well. Molotov forces her to expend her smoke, and B4, they're not giving up this round yet. We've seen them win 2v5s already this game on 2 separate occasions, and they will be looking to do it again. It's a back and forth between V and Poppins. V backs another, leaving just Younger in a 1v4, and surely, with only 18 seconds to go, this has to be an AWP save, but it looks like she wants to keep fighting, and she will bag Nami for her troubles, but realizes time eludes her, and will fall back down the ramp, saving over that AWP.
So there is another shot. It's double digits for Endgame, but of course, nonetheless, yeah, it was a pretty costly round. Luckily, they can drop a couple of guns over to the players that had fallen. Nonetheless, actually, the same thing goes up for B4. They, of course, lost the majority of their players. The good thing is they were able to hold on to that AWP. But they can manage to pull up another buy. So things equal on the board once more. No AWP for Endgame. That's a bit too costly. But nonetheless, they still have another fighting chance.
Yeah, they're keeping themselves in this quite cleanly. They managed to bag double digits and another opening frag on this Endgame side. B4 now, again in a predicament. They just can't seem to find that opening pick. It's something that's eluded them ever since the start of this half. Sophia, oh, a cheeky position towards the sandbags, is going to get checked. But she still manages to clear out Poppins before her position is cleared. And, well, Veronique gets another 5v3 here for B4 to try and get their way out of. And so far, it's not looking likely.
Now, Younger does have a couple of pieces of utility left to be working with, but it's either you're going to be using it or you're going to go in stealthily. Well, they have made noise, so the Molotov will start to rain. Actually misses. Oh, well, that's an opportunity for Endgame to still try and fight, and instead, it's a Molotov onto Ram, making it another one. And there honestly is no way Younger can or even should be going for this.
Yeah, again, just got to save that AWP on over. Good damage to Sophia there. I mean, she's been pretty spicy with this AWP today. 26 kills to Matali now, a 2K. Demon Younger, what are you doing? That is insane. Get out of there now. Run away. You've got 17 seconds left. And they are going to be hot on your trail. They don't have too much money. That is the only saving grace for Younger here. If they had a little bit more money in their back pockets, they absolutely would have hunted this AWP one down. But with her scoping in, Sophia might be tempted to peek around this corner. But as she can see that it's clear, she shouldn't be aggressing any further. That's 11 on the board now to win game. And Vilas, I seem to remember you saying to me before the game that there's no way that this could go to an overtime, right?
I mean, on paper, we have never seen an OT, I think, between these two teams in particular. So it would be a statement. And especially, you know, that is a shot for Endgame to try and hang on to their own map pick. I would love to see it. I mean, B4 doesn't really have a lot to work with in this round. If B4 are going to be closing it out on just some pistols, well, that's going to be a statement as well. But I don't think it will be happening because Endgame have been looking so solid right now on this CT side.
Yeah, honestly, a massive resurgence here. And if they can put up, what, 12 rounds on their CT side, then overtime is well and truly on the cards. B4, may I remind you, led 12-3 coming into this half. If they had won the pistol, they likely would have won within the rounds of 16-4. But they lost the pistol, and they've also lost an opening player to none other than LaFlix. Dancing around the top of lane and Poppins now. Oh my goodness from V. A double kill with an HG to add insult to injury. Leaves B4 scrambling to try and retrieve anything in terms of the franking department here. And the Flix, well, she looks like she wants to eagerly deny this as Goddess. Well, if she peeks on in, they've got to at least allow for a trade or no trade at all to come through because they used a flash. They force her off the angle and Nani peeks on in with an AWP of her own. They've heard the scope on in. They deploy a flashbang, and the Glock will be there to bamboozle, but the Glock is the only one to get a kill as the AWP gets overwhelmed. Another 4 left alive round for Endgame, and their economy is stacked. Their round count is climbing, and B4, they're in the danger zone. Another tactical timeout, though. Is this what they need to get on the board again?
Oh, it is still so close, and of course a buy round will be coming up, a tactical pause to really make sure that you're not going to let things slip up, because if not, you're not going to have the money to really reinvest. There will be a bit of a loss bonus, so maybe with Younger having 1,500 already left in her bank, but that could be the moment for Endgame then to take it into OT. Also, do want to mention another thing. Over at the B stream, we have W7M playing against Parabellum. And, well, Parabellum, I think they need to really look up their strat book again. They're having a really tough time already on the first map because W7M is really slapping them around. Currently, the scoreline is 15-0 on that first map. So, if you want to check that out, please go ahead and look over at the B stream. But of course, here, I mean, it's still a very close affair and exciting.
Yeah, you can say that again. Edge of your seat action here as Endgame, they're mounting the insurmountable comeback. Boost up towards the A ramp, won't catch anything off for now, but Goddess, oh, they could be ending up in the crosshairs of V. Who's now waiting patiently here. Tracing Goddess through the wall, little does she know. The Molotov will now rain on down to cut her presence further off. And, oh, that tick damage is brutal. Goddess down to 36 before she even sees a player. Smoke deployed now, and Endgame have done a great job at buying time, keeping B4 at bay. And as B4 again lack the momentum to capitalize on, it will be Nami to bag the first frag. Yuli not having the greatest of games today. Will be traded by Poppins. Also not having as much impact as we have seen from her in the past. But that could all change now as V is left to defend. And, oh, that's brutal damage to Nani. And Goddess gets sprayed on down, but it won't be enough to penetrate the boxes. Still a 4v4, but that grenade does so much damage, Fearless. Could this be the final round? Will the lack of HP be a damning factor here as Carter will catch another nade kill?
And Goddess is still on the side. They're not expecting her to still be there on the course of the nade, but it's all on to Poppins. 8 HP in a dream. And it's not going to be happening endgame. They still hang on, but it's all on the back of how much damage they were able to deal consecutively throughout that round. The utility is on point. And endgame, well, of course it's still map point, but they are hungry for that OT.
Yeah, I mean, it's now very much within the realms of possibility. 2 measly rounds separate these two teams. Honestly, if Endgame lose this comeback, I feel like the next map just goes straight to B4. But if B4 lose to this comeback, that's when things get interesting. I reckon if B4 don't pick up this map, it could be a 2-0 finish to the side of Endgame, which really would put a spanner in the works of Group B. Again, I'm just chatting absolute nonsense for now. Unfortunately, I don't have the script. That's still being written by the players in the server. Only down to 17 HP already, though, and on a Galil, it just doesn't look good for them in the flicks. She has been so damn fast. I don't think anybody's going to be able to get past her here. And as soon as I say that, Nani, despite a low HP, decapitates her, removes the AWP, and this is the first opening frag that B4 have netted themselves in a long damn time. Can they capitalize? Can they seal the deal? Will Endgame crumble under the pressure?
The utilities definitely start to surrender. They have Nami up close for an anti-flash positioning, and look what she is able to do. 2 frags already, and sure, now it will be checked, but the damage has been done. And Vi is still here alive and kicking on the site. We'll respect the bomb plant and just wait for the rest of the team to get in. Oh, that's a beautiful nade! And again, Endgame just bullying B4, but we know it's Younger and Julie at the moment. Youngie definitely on top of the team, and she can deliver in a clutch like this. Oh, that's another beautiful spray, but they're on the bomb. It needs to come right now, and Julie actually gets it. This is so crucial.
Oh my god!
Endgame, they hang on with 5 HP on the board.
Well, that's a way to finish a round for Endgame, and Sophia, you can see her breathing multiple sighs of relief there. I would be too if I just won a round like that. And Endgame, they are pushing us the full 30 rounds at least. They are fighting for an overtime on their own map pick here. Back-to-back 12-3 halves. Is it possible? Well, we're going to have to find out. B4, I mean, definitely not looking as impressive as they did in the previous stages of this map. And if this continues, then wow. I think the momentum may well just be depleted enough for Endgame to take their own map pick right back.
Before being very quiet, obviously they have a bit less utility to work with, so ideally you want to keep it for 1 execute and then 1 after plant. But now Nani has actually found the opening frag. This could be the moment, but again, last time around, it was in a pretty similar fashion. They were a kill up, but it still slipped away.
Although that is a very nice trade there from the Flicks. Keeps things competitive. Keeps B4 at bay, and Nani, she's gonna find, or Nami, sorry, is gonna find another one. Looking for more as she sprays on down. Narrowly escapes. But the skin of her teeth is Sophia. Oh, this could well be it. This could well be the overtime that we've been anticipating. Newly, a very slow series today would have to win a 1 versus 4 clutch to push B4 over the line to that 16-14 position. Does find the first. But look at this, great discipline here. They're waiting for a group up. Yuli, fully blinded, thankfully doesn't get swung on yet. Pushing forwards towards that bomb. Another flashbang rained on down, and the Util denies her presence. Back another frag. Tartar to fall, and this would be an astronomical clutch to pull on off.
Oh, and the bomb is right there at the top. Oh, and as soon as she...
Oh my god!
No way! Wait. There actually could have been a moment she spotted the flicks as well. I mean, obviously she fired a shot. Oh, no! Timing. Oh, well, LaFlick simply too quick, and she doesn't miss. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going to overtime. What a beautiful performance by ENDGAME to really crawl back. And I mean, LaFlick has been on point. Well, we will go to a very short break, and after that, we will bring you all the action once more.
Go on, don't let them win. Just reach down, you'll turn it around. All these roads we take helps us find a way, even if we learn the hard way. We get through it all. It's okay to fall. We are standing tall. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world, and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down. Cause we are brave, we are strong, no way to lose. We can't go wrong. Just trust yourself and reach down. You'll turn it around. All these roads we take helps us find a way, even if we learn the hard way. We get through it all. It's okay to fall. We are standing tall. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world, and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down. We'll find our way back through the dark. We'll find a brighter day. We're never gonna lose our heart. We'll never lose our way. We'll find our way back through the dark. We'll find a brighter day. We're never gonna lose our heart. We'll never lose our way. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world, and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have landed ourselves into overtime. It is 15-15 here on Vertigo, and honestly, ENDGAME have done what almost seems to be the impossible. They have crawled back from a 12-3 scoreline and have proven as to why this is the map pick, that they are able to play it. Perhaps if they would have had a bit more of a better T side, it would have even looked more like, you know, the chances were up on the board for ENDGAME to take it. Now, of course, they need to fight in order to take it down in overtime.
Yeah, it's the fourth 12-3 half I've seen today across two best of threes, and I still am in a little bit of disbelief as V catches Younger, and that's not the way for B4 to start this round. Again, they have struggled maliciously on this T side, only picking up 3 measly rounds. In fact, both of these teams have only picked up 3 measly rounds on their T sides. This overtime will be decided by who can put a T round up first. That's at least my prediction, and it's looking likely that B4 won't be able to accomplish that in this first round. However, They've still got some util. The 4v5. They've won 2v5s before, as I hark back to from earlier. And Yuli almost won a 1v4 to win this in regulation. So we can never rule out this team from anything. Constant, impeccable individual performances. But Endgame, on the flip side, are looking damn strong, with the exception of that impeccable opening frag from Nani.
Of course, Nani is still pretty low. Oh, and God is actually on the back of having no other pieces of utility. Struggling to really get and reposition. Now, oh, Poppins. There's a Molotov beneath her feet. Oh, she's blind. Oh, luckily she can remain alive. But again, it was almost on the back of the utility. And Endgame have been so solid on this CT side as far as utility goes.
Oh, that's a stick.
They're able to hold on. And they're going to be going for it. That is nicely done. And even though we got a bit too close for comfort, they hang on with a player each, but the round goes to Endgame.
Well, Endgame, for the first time this game, have taken the lead. 16 to 15 as B4, well, they don't know what to do with themselves. They're going to call another tactical timeout, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the last tactical timeout that B4 had. They were using them well to quell the momentum of Endgame during that second half there. They were usually able to pick up the round following their tactical timeout. But the problem was they could never thread any of them together. After that timeout round win, they would lose immediately on the next, and in a silly fashion as well. And also the 1v2 clutch that LaFlix got at the start of the second half, it looks like it crushed the mentality completely of B4. As that spiraled into 4 further rounds, 6 in total in a row. And again, it's just anything that B4 has done well has been broken up to the point that Endgame have been able to run rampant straight back over them.
Sandwich in between two smokes. But doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. The Flick's still able to get one, but now will be traded. And that will be the trigger here for B4 to try and make a run towards the A site. Once again, Vi might be here to stop it. Oh, she can't quite connect the shot. And now Nami does trade and makes things even again. But the pressure will be on. She's struggling. Do I grab the Molotov or not? But that leaves the opportunity now for B4 to get back into the round. Now they have a free players alive. They grabbed the last kill there as well. And they bounce back 16-16.
Well, that T round may have been part of a few and far between effort from B4. But they do, importantly, have their 4th T round of this game heading into our first overtime. Yeah, the score is deceptively close. It has not really been a close game. It really has been a game of 2 individually dominant halves. But with that T round on the board, Endgame will once again be feeling the pressure, feeling B4 breathing down their necks, and B, well, she's keen to snap a few as they run up the A ramp, but she can't quite get any through the smoke thus far. Instead, B4, they've got one through and newly found an entry. If B4 pick up 2 T rounds now, well, first of all, why couldn't they do that in regulation? It has been long overdue. And secondly, that will be dastardly in terms of consequences for this CT side. And Younger, that's a gorgeous flashbang and a freebie onto LaFlix. This could well be a 17.
The important thing is, of course, after this, B4 will be switching to CT. Oh no, that will be the end of Nami. Just viral by herself. And, well, they have a bit of a bite next. Well, actually, I'm allowed to say that, but the money has pretty run out on the back of reinvesting into the orb. And Nani, she knows, grabs last kill. And look at this, B4, a nice, clean round. Yeah, 16-17 right now, and this is the chance, honestly, for B4 to still remain in control, because they're going to be on CT side. They were having one hell of a CT side. That, honestly, I have faith that B4 can out-clutch it out.
Yeah, speaking of money, thankfully both teams will have theirs reset now, so we can see the full might of both teams coming straight out the gate into this second half. And, well, as we wait for this second half to get underway, no doubt tensions running high in this server. B4. I mean, it took them how long to get 5 T rounds? what, 33 rounds to get 5 T rounds. It's not a statistic you get to read out every day as a caster, but it's a welcome one. It's been a very entertaining game because of it. However, because of those 2 promiscuous T rounds stolen over in the first overtime, ENDGAME are on a massive back foot here. B4, if they just play like they did at the start of the first half and ran away with the rest of it, then, yeah, this should be the completion of what has been a crazy opening map to this best of 3.
Absolutely insane. And I honestly think if ENDGAME want to bounce back, they need to do it now. Give yourself a bit of a buffer, because if not, I think the pressure might become a little bit too big. And interestingly enough, B4 decided not to invest into an op this round, have a younger just play here and help out towards A. I think they have an idea of what to do. Oh, Goddess. Not too sure if she made a bit of noise. Will pick up one, but instantly traded out. But it gets a bit of information gained at the same time.
Yeah, information and frags traded by both teams here. But ENDGAME are still in this round. They can still cement themselves an equalizer. But Younger is keen to deny that opportunity. They are keen to close this one here and now. It's a good spray. Can't quite finish. And Tartar actually trades it out to 3v3 again here towards the bottom of A ramp. And the flashbangs, they might be brutal, but they're only good to delay for the time being. It could still well be an ENDGAME round. They need to grab that bomb. They need to start an assault. Because there's 40 seconds left. They've got time, but not bucket loads. And if they do push towards B here, they may well find themselves on an empty site. B4 have grown rise to this plot and will be sending in some rotations, leaving only a single player towards the A site itself. But look at this, 25 seconds left, Fearless, and they might just run themselves out of time.
Well, the lucky thing here is that there is at the moment only one player, actually quite well, but
Oh,
pretty
no.
on the flank. No, Younger might have done it here. That's so much time wasted and only 10 seconds to look at Julie. Oh, she's completely blind. There's no way Poppin still gets the kill, and Julie, unblinded, can then pick up the loss. That's crucial. Great teamwork. Why did, when you think it's going to be slipping away for B4, you have a player like Poppin stepping up, Younger stepping up with the flank, and it's important. They are again back in control. Now map point here for B4, and they have actually 2 shots here to close it out.
Yeah, that's some big impact from Poppins there. Saving not only her teammates' life, but basically the round prospect there. As much as there was only 9 seconds left, if she hadn't found that kill, things still could have spiraled. Goddess, though, looking to spiral things further out of control for this ENDGAME side. Gets up close and personal to the top of the ramp. To bite her time this time. The flicks slowed down again as she's back onto this D side. But Goddess doesn't want to slow anything down. That's almost a 2K spray down. As it's another 5v4 scenario. Make that 5v3. Things are starting to crumble here for ENDGAME, and this could well be it. It's first to 19 of this first overtime. B4, they trail from that tally by 1. And ENDGAME, well, not only do they trail by that tally by 1, they also trail in this round with 2 deaths already on the opener and not a single point of damage traded, bar 1 onto Younger.
And you can see ENDGAME looking to use the utility to the absolute fullest. Now a spray right through, and God, is this tagged very low. That might give them a bit of a window of opportunity here. But as you can see, the time is slowly ticking away, and there's still 5 CTs to take care of.
Oh, and Nani. She's taking care of ENDGAME in her style. 4 versus 2 now. And again, we've seen these kind of rounds come into fruition before, but when Goddess is on a rear flank like that, leaving it all down to Nami, this does look like a bridge too far. The USP is out, but what else is out is unfortunately ENDGAME on their own map.